Okay, we're looking forward to big ball game Saturday night, 7:45. And obviously a couple of teams with the same record right now. And obviously a lot on the line for us. We're trying to win the state championship, and they're trying to win it also. And of course, they got a big game the following week, and we don't. So that's a little bit of a difference in the situation we're both in. But we do have the same record, of course. And both teams, I'm sure, will be excited to play. And hopefully we'll play a good one. We've had a few guys get nicked up the last game. Hopefully all of them will be available. Maybe one or two will not sure yet. So that would be a weekly decision as we go as to if their health is ready to play. But other than that, we're looking forward to the game and seeing if we can get 10 wins around here. Doesn't happen a lot. Got a chance. So we've got a lot to play for, and we're looking forward to the game Saturday night. I'm sure our fans will be screaming and yelling and ready to go. So hopefully the home field advantage will kick in for us this week. All right, any questions on anything?
How many healthy bodies are you going to have a linebacker this week, you know?
Well, right now they're all tentative, and we're hoping that most of them will be cleared by the time the game gets here Saturday. 2 or 3 of them probably won't practice much this week. Hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday they'll be able to do some. So right now I don't think any of them are definitely ruled out. I don't think they are. Reggie Bowens, Quinn, Quay, I think they're all Shaq, yeah, but none of them have been ruled out yet. We're hurting there a little bit.
Steve, the fact that both teams are 9-2, one has won a divisional title. You were right in the mix for the SEC East title. What does that do to raise the national profile of this rivalry?
Well, it helps both schools. It helps our state. You know, if we were both 11-0, that would be even better. But we're both 9-2. I guess they've lost a couple of conference games. We lost a couple of conference games, and it worked out. Of course, they're the division winner, and ours didn't work out. You know, we had another team go 7-1, so we didn't win ours. But yeah, I think it's neat for our state that we got 2 teams in the top 25 about all year, and occasionally in the top 15. And of course, they've been in the top 10, I guess, until this past week. And in fact, last week I was reading some articles from you guys in here about how they still going to win the national championship. That was only a week ago. So they've had a super year. Obviously, didn't have a very good game last week, but they're a very talented team. They're very capable of scoring a bunch of points against everybody they play. So we got to really try to control the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage on both sides if we're going to have a chance to beat them here Saturday night.
Steve, you weren't too happy with your kickoff coverage last week or a couple of weeks before. They had Sammy Watkins, obviously a very good kickoff. How do you plan to approach him and in the kicking game?
Well, obviously we're not going to put our game plan out there to read, but we're going to hope that the special teams don't beat us again this week. Not that Arkansas beat us through special teams, but they did run one back untouched. So we've just got to be careful. Yeah, we got to be careful. If we have to kick a few grounders out there, that's what we'll have to do.
Back to the room over here.
All right, now Sammy Watkins isn't the best route runner. He gets a lot of his touches on bubbles or X screens and underneath routes. You plan on being more, I guess, aggressive and physical from a line of scrimmage?
I don't know exactly the best way to always contain a great receiver. Sometimes you zone behind them, and sometimes you bump and run, give a little help. But he's very good player. I didn't know he wasn't a great route runner. I thought he's pretty good at everything he does. And obviously he can return kicks and go the distance. Very talented young man to have his size, and I think he was the 200-meter champ in the state of Florida. They got some fast kids down in Florida, so that shows you the type of speed he possesses. But we'll hopefully have a plan similar to whatever's been working against them. mostly it's rushing the quarterback. That's how you stop every good passing team is rush the quarterback, put pressure on him, and so forth.
Coach, I know you talked about getting that 10th win, but just how big would it be to not only beat one of your Eastern Division rivals, beat Clemson, and then set yourself up for yet an 11-win season?
Well, we'll worry about all that if it happens. We're going to try to figure out the best way to win the game Saturday night. Offense, defense, special teams, and that's the only thing we need to worry about right now. All those other things take care of themselves. We realize we're very fortunate to be in the position we're in right now. We've won almost all of our close games this year, all but one. So we've had good fortune, had very good fortune this year. We're not a great team by any stretch of the imagination, but we are 9-2. I was sort of peeking back at how some of our opponents have been doing this year, and noticed East Carolina's 5-6, and Navy's 4-7 right now. A couple of teams we struggled with early in the year. But anyway, we are where we are right now, and we feel fortunate to be here, and hopefully our team will really be excited to play Saturday night.
Steve, what do you remember about recruiting Andre Ellington, your impressions of him as a player, and then the opportunities that you've gotten to see him play since he's been in college, just your thoughts on him and how he's developed?
I think he committed early, didn't he? Did he visit here?
You offered him, but I don't know if he visited.
No, he didn't visit here. So I don't remember recruiting him at all.
What about just then as a player now that he's in
Oh,
college?
he's an excellent player. He's a talent. There's no question about that. He's fast, quick, and can make guys miss. He's a very talented running back. No question about that. And hopefully we're not going to give him a lot of holes up there.
Coach, what's your perspective on Clemson in view of their loss last week?
Well, like I mentioned, and you guys were mentioning at this time last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, I was reading articles how they could still win the national championship. If this happened, this happened, this happened. I don't know which one of our local guys wrote it, but somebody wrote it from somewhere. And so that's where they were last week. So they haven't dropped that far. I know they had a lousy game last week, but this is a very good team. They didn't win 9 games and win a lot of them with a lot of scoring accidentally. So we've got to really play well if we're going to have a chance to beat these guys. I mean, they're 1 week away from right there in the number 7 or 8 last week, something like that. So I know they had a bad game last week, but they're very, very capable.
Steve, given these two teams have met 108 times, are you surprised this is the fourth time they've both been ranked going in this game?
It is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. But obviously, we all know our history around here. We know their history, and we were watching a tape earlier today, and it showed the scoreboard. And gosh, they must have 12 or 15 ACC championships over the years. How many they got, Bart? You should know.
I should know, but I don't.
When they got them stacked up on that wall there, they got them stacked up. I said,
been a while.
These guys have got some tradition here now, because they got them stacked up. And of course, I can remember just my days at Duke. When you played Clemson, they were always the favorite in the ACC. I think every year I was there. Didn't win it every year, but they were probably a preseason pick most of the time, because they were just a dominant team in the conference so often.
None since '91.
Been a while since they put one up there, huh? Now they got a chance this year.
First 8 games, Clemson really was taking care of the football, put a lot of points on the board. The last 3, they turned the football over. Do you find that to be something that bleeds from one game to the next to the next? I mean, 11 turnovers in the last 3 games, is that something you're going to try to exploit when a team's confidence is down? You say, you know what, we can do some things that maybe we couldn't if they were clicking.
I don't know if you look at it like that. You try to hope that their bad plays continue and our good plays continue. You sort of hope that happens, but you don't really know that it will. Last week, going into the game last week, we were very good at getting loose balls and fumbles, and we were 0 for 4. Clemson fumbled it 4 times and got every one of them back. So we weren't very good in that area. So each week, you don't know exactly how it's going to happen. You just try to prepare your guys, and hopefully your guys will get themselves ready to be sharp and alert and play their best.
Steve, this year's senior class has had a pretty good run. Can you discuss the impact that these seniors have had on the program?
Yeah, they've done a good job. Travian Robertson, Melvin, a lot of guys. Terrence Campbell, another one of our seniors there in the line. Those guys have done a good job trying to provide leadership and keep the young guys pretty much in line, focused, and so forth. Yeah, it's neat to be the only team went back-to-back nine wins. Hopefully a little bit more, and we realize the opportunities out there. So we're just going to try our best to keep playing as hard and smart as we can, and we'll see where we're at when it's all said and done after whatever bowl game we go to.